Hey everybody, and welcome to the Delta Shootaround preview. Joey Ramirez here with assistant coach Jesse Mermuys to talk about tonight's game against the San Antonio Spurs. Jesse, wanted to start with a guy that you're very close in working with, Julius Randle, who has had an excellent string of starts recently for the Lakers. In his last game, 22 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. Specifically, I want to talk about those 6 assists because he's been bringing the ball up a little bit more, doing some playmaking. What have you seen out of Julius and how he's been thriving in this role?
Well, I know you want to talk about the offense, but I'm gonna curveball you. I want to talk about the defense. Zach Randolph is one of the toughest people to guard in the NBA. Still, he's so physical and he just pounds guys. And the job that Julius did on Zach Randolph is what we're most proud of and excited about. I think Zach went 2 for 12. He took away his strengths. He did it with a brain, and he did it without fouling, and it was an impressive defensive performance.
Yeah, you know, there's one possession where Zach tried to back Julius down, and he just could not move him whatsoever. Zach is a huge guy, and I think sometimes fans can say, well, they're all big, they're all NBA players, but Julius is exceptionally strong. How would you quantify just how strong Julius is?
Julius is a freak of nature. There's NBA players, and then there's these, like, genetic giants that are just like the LeBron, and Julius is in that category. I mean, he's just explosive, powerful, fast, great feet. He's a monster.
Talking about one of his teammates, Alonzo Ball, he's had a nice effect on this team as well, on both sides, much like Julius. When it comes to transition playmaking, that's something that the Lakers have found some success in these back-to-back wins. 42 fast break points one night, 35 the next. What is Lonzo doing to unlock what you guys can get done in that facet of the game?
Well, I mean, he's incredible at kind of seeing a little bit ahead of the play, seeing what's developing as it's developing. Which is a special talent, and he's able to throw to the spot where it's needed without thinking. But another thing that he's doing really well for us, and that it helps that, is just his defensive rebounding. You know, when he gets in there and boards it, and it can start our break, which has really keyed those 2 games, fast break opportunities, it's huge for us.
Now, shifting over to the Spurs, we talked about Julius's defense. He's got a pretty tough challenge in LaMarcus Aldridge, who is coming off back-to-back 30-point games. What do you like about the way LaMarcus scores?
LaMarcus is he's tough. I mean, typically you want guys, you'll say, force him to shoot the turnaround jumper, over a contested hand, and, that's good defense. And he happens to make that shot, all the time. So you can play great D on him, and he still is pretty effective at making tough shots like that because he's so big and long, and then he shoots it at such a high release point. It's hard to really affect his shot.
Another guy on that team, another front court guy that is for the Spurs, is a guy that is very familiar at Staples Center, Pau Gasol. Wanted to talk first about current Pau Gasol. What is he doing at this stage of his career?
As all these guys, especially a great player like Powell, get later on to their career, the cerebral part of the game is what allows them to still come out and play at such a high level. I mean, he's such a skilled player. He's so smart. He kind of knows all the ins and outs of where his guys are going to be. And he's always been a great passer, and he just kind of picks you apart when you make mistakes. And that's kind of what their offense is designed around. It's just kind of continuing to play the right way until the defense makes a mistake, and he's able to take advantage.
And speaking of Powell, we talked to you a couple weeks ago about guarding Kobe in the playoffs. You coached against him for Houston and Denver in the playoffs. Now, when it comes to the challenge of throwing Powell into those lineups, what was that like, having a game plan for him?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. That's why those teams, they won championships, just because, you have to spend so much team energy and brain on Kobe Bryant. And then when you can complement him with a guy of Powell's size and his skill level, I mean, it was too much to deal with, and that's why they won. I mean, he was so smart. He's so skilled of being able to pass, and then, even when Kobe would miss it, you had Powell and Bynum trying to keep those guys off the glass. I mean, and it was just impossible. I mean, they were just so long and big. It was a tough team.
All right, Jesse, well, thanks for sitting down with us. He's Jesse Mermuys. I'm Joey Ramirez. We got Lakers and Spurs tonight at 7:30 at Staples Center, and we'll see you there.